Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Losty and Timmy of the Obsolete Punks here, and back with another top five list. This time we're checking out our personal favorite top five punk rock drummers. How you feeling about this list, Tim?
Nervous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a little bit of a tough one.
they're all
I I
tough, man.
I know. Drumming especially, like I know good punk drumming when I hear it, but to pick somebody who has a long catalog of like mind-blowing drumming was a little bit harder, maybe, or an entire album of crazy stuff, or I don't know. There's just something about I'm not a drummer. I know like percussion and rhythm well and all that, but I'm not a drummer, so I don't always know when I'm hearing like just good solid drumming. I know when I'm hearing good flashy drumming, but yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. Save me, Tim.
Yeah, there's a lot of drummers I think sound the same in the punk rock universe, so it does get a little difficult to figure out who, because a lot of them are just playing the forbidden beat basically all the time. So it
Yeah.
is kind of like a dime a dozen things, so you got to really find things that stand out, is my
Yeah, and that's
opinion.
kind yeah, that's what I was going for. And again, those guys that are doing that are still good. It's gotta fit the vibe,
Oh, yeah,
right? And they're solid. A lot of them are metronomes.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So but yeah, our top five personal favorite punk rock drummers. Make sure you leave some comments down below. Let us know who your top five favorite punk rock drummers are. And we're gonna kick this list off here with number five. Tim, take it away.
Number five, Josh Freese, The Vandals.
Here in America, respect development. Some foreign cultures don't understand. We got this little rule, and it's called elbow room pertaining to the special occupation you consume. If I'm in front of line, then you should stay behind until I get my eyes to soda. It's such a simple thing. It's called first come first serve. Wooden claws to spend my feet, I really don't deserve.
I know we were just kind of talking about simple drumming, stuff like that, which
Not
when it comes
Josh.
to the Vandals, Josh actually does play pretty simple in the Vandals
Well,
compared to
that's true.
what he can actually do. Like if you go look up like his catalog of just bands he's played with, done recordings with, stuff like that, and how much more complex he can get in there. But man, he's Josh is just a classic, absolute classic. There's something unique about his simple style with the Vandals that really stands out compared to other drummers. Like it just sounds like Josh Freese, and I don't think anybody else could really play his style. It might just be something in the way they produce their stuff. I don't know, but things just really stand out when he's playing. So he's just another one of those. He's a perfect metronome. He'll try to fuck up just for the fun of it,
Yeah.
and he can't do it. His body and brain do not allow it to happen. He's like, I'm going to totally fuck this up, and it just sounds perfect. So, Josh Freese, the Vandals, number five.
Yeah. Precision at high speed is what I think about Josh in the Vandals. Not a lot of, like you said, not a lot of super flashy fills or stuff like that. But when you've got somebody like Warren writing the way he writes, especially in like kind of the middle career of the
Mhm.
Vandals, yeah, Josh was a great fit in that band for sure.
Absolutely.
My number five is very, very personal, probably a little obscure, probably knocked somebody off the list that should have been on here anyways, but I don't care because this person is so near and dear to my heart. But at number five, I'm going with John O'Deaner from the Swellers, Baggage, Braided Veins, 84 Tigers. He's the current drummer of No Trigger, also another favorite band of mine.
I've seen my fair share of ghosts, but what scares me the most
I had the opportunity to kind of like spark a friendship with Jono way back in the day, probably 20, I don't know, 2006 or 7 or something like that. Randomly found his band, The Swellers, on MySpace and decided to message him and was like, "Hey, your band's rad." And we just struck up a friendship. After that, I was able to book some shows for them and we played together a few times. And it was just one of those like sometimes when you meet a musician and they release some music after you've already met them and you kind of go, oh shit, I can't believe I'm friends with this person. This is like, this music is way too good for me to be friends with this person. And that's how I always felt about the Swellers, and especially Jono. He's just a consummate professional, man. There's a reason he's been in so many bands. Dude is just solid. That's all I can say about him. Solid. If there was a pocket drummer out there that you would want in your band, I'd pick Jono like 9 out of 10 times. He can be flashy when he wants to be, and he can just be incredibly like in the pocket, smooth. It like I don't even know how to describe the sound. It just feels like hand in glove when he plays. Great like use of cymbals and he does a lot of cool like tom work, a lot of he can play forbidden beat. Swellers didn't do a lot of that stuff, but I even feel like his forbidden beat was kind of unique the way he would do it. He would always find a way to switch it up so that it wasn't just the standard punk rock thing, which is what I always liked about them. They always kept their punk roots, but they were always progressing and pushing forward. And I know Jono was a big reason in that. So yeah, if you haven't heard any of those bands that I mentioned, definitely check them out. And maybe you can hear what I hear. Maybe you can explain it better than I can explain it. It's just one of those picks that feels right because every time I hear him drum, it just, I don't know. It is literally like an old friend. So, number 5, John O'Deaner.
Good choice. I like No Trigger. They're a good band too. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely love him. So he's kind of on the newer end. I want to say he joined after Tycoon came out. So was only on the new full length and a couple of EPs, but he's been their main touring drummer for quite a while. All right. Enough jabbering by me. Let's jump into your number 4, Tim.
number 4, Jordan Burns, Strung Out.
Tell me what you want, babe, 'cause I don't know exactly what you want. Christmas trees. I'm far away from where I wanna be. Inside of me appreciates the inside. The foundation's cracked and that we know for sure. I'm far away from where I wanna be.
And he's just different. This is the reason I like him. I mean, I should say maybe not as much nowadays. I think he's influenced a lot of drummers. So you'll hear a lot more of like kind of styles that he's brought in punk these days. But if you think back to 1994, all right, and Another Day in Paradise came out, never heard drumming like that in punk rock songs. He just brought a different element to it. And craziest thing about it was he had only been in the band for 2 weeks when they went to the studio. So he was just kind of making it up on the spot sometimes because he didn't have all the songs completely figured out. So they were just recording. He's just playing what he could, and it was fantastic. And he just kept getting better and better all the time. So Jordan Burns, I think he was just a revolutionary drummer for punk rock. So I'm up ahead him, number 4.
Yeah, excellent choice. He is an undeniable punk rock drummer, and there's a reason he was a finalist, if not a winner, for Punk Drummer of the Year pretty much every year for like 20
Year
years.
after year.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to go with my number 4. This one was another one where it's like, oh, there's 2 guys that I could put here, and they're kind of similar, but the guy that won out, I think, is just a tiny bit more technical. And the fact that he's been in a lot of different bands, I think, adds to why I chose him over this other person. But I chose Dave Ron over Smelly here at number 4. I see them as kind of similar drummers. I said it, used the term before, human metronome. But Dave and Smelly, I think, fit that bill perfectly. They've got that forbidden beat down to a fucking nanosecond of being just perfect. It's unreal. The reason I picked Dave over Smelly is because Dave's just got a little extra technical element in my mind that Smelly isn't lacking necessarily. I think it's just the writing of what NoFX does. Because when NoFX has a song that's like just straightforward punk rock and then switches up a little bit to something else, Smelly always does something cool and unique. But the fact that Dave's been in RKL and Me First and Lagwagon, there's more opportunity to do fun, flashy things in those bands, especially Lagwagon. I think about the way that Joey writes. He's a very unique writer. And I don't know too many drummers that could bring Joey's vision to life the way that Dave has over the years. Obviously, the other drummers that they've had in Lagwagon, Derek Plord was amazing. Derek Plord's a fucking phenomenal drummer and did a lot for that band too. Again, just something about Dave, like smoothed everything out a little bit while still being crazy and technical. He's got some of my favorite snare roll in the, in punk rock. The way he can just so smoothly and effortlessly glide from a super fast forbidden beat just into one of those rolls, maybe down the kit a little bit, and it's all just perfect and smooth, and yeah, never sounds choppy or like he's on the verge of coming off the rails or fucking it up. No, just unbelievably solid technical drummer, Dave Ron, number 4.
Dave's an absolute beast. I love Dave.
Oh.
Great drummer. So yeah, I think my whole entire list, though, by the way, we keep bringing it up, human metronome. I'm looking at my list. Every single one of these people on my list is a human metronome.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you want in a band and with a
Absolutely.
drummer, right? I mean, it's pretty easy for a band to fall apart if your drummer is,
Yeah.
Tim, tell us your number 3.
Number 3, I know is going to be way too low. I apologize, everybody. But remember, this is just based on our favorites, not objective. Bill Stevenson, The Almighty Drum Ogre, Descendants, All, Black Flag.
The world's on heroin. I'm on strike against all this laziness. I try to go for all, despite all the underachievers. From the government to the drive-thru guy, the ladies all should know reasons why. My only guess, they must be high. I wanna put an end to all of them, but I don't know where to begin. 'Cause I'm pretty sure world's on heroin. Once upon a time I believed I could change the world, but I was wrong. Body, souls in the pits, we all in the anti-social context for so long. Cursed to keep gazing backwards, never looked ahead. A pitchfork on a destination, submerged in a sea of red. These nightmares never go away.
God, what a legend. He is just a powerhouse. He is fast as hell, creative as hell. He just does some just crazy rolls, and like with Descendants and all, they just throw in just like really weird changes where it's like, if I can't imagine how a drummer comes up with things to do for fills in those parts, and he nails it every time. And he's such a workhorse and perfectionist all the time, so he just keeps that band driving and driving and driving to perfection. So I love Bill Stevenson. I know it's way too low, but sorry, Bill, you're going number 3. I love you to death, but
No, it's yeah. If we're talking personal preference, that is totally fair. As like awesome as Bill is, if there's a band you like better, maybe than some of the bands he's in or whatever, it's like, yeah, no, I totally get it. So my number 3 was your number 4. I got Jordan Burns at number 3 on my list. And
No
you said a lot about Jordan already, so not too much more to say. But yeah, just unbelievably flashy and unique player. And no matter how untrue the story might be, I will never not associate him with, like you said, 2 weeks in the band. And I had always heard that the thing was they were just like, just go in and play it as fast as you want and we'll catch up. And he did. And you were saying about him changing a little bit over the years too. I love that as well because yeah, the stuff he did on Another Day in Paradise and Suburban is phenomenal. When I first heard Suburban as a whole, just I'd never heard musically anything like that in my life. I'd never heard anything that fast, that melodic, that powerful. That album was a absolute groundbreaker, game changer for me, and a massive, massive part of why it was so important to me was Jordan's drumming. I mean, fast and technical on that album, and then what he would go on to do with more of the metal influence. There were definitely times as the band went on before he left where I was kind of like, all right, Jordan, let's take it down a notch. Like maybe you don't need to cram 1,700 little pieces into this thing, but it was still always interesting to listen to. And even on the parts where you're like, does that work? I'm like, I don't really care. I'm glad you took a chance and did something unique. Because again, as much as I do love punk, yeah, it can get a little repetitive and boring when you're hearing the same thing over and over again. So I like people taking chances, and Jordan he was a chance taker as a drummer for sure. So yeah, just undeniably good. Again, another guy who's like there is a reason he's on all these lists all the time. So said that before. Jordan Burns, number 3. All right, let's keep things moving here. Let's get into your
Oh,
number 2, Tim.
old number two, the guy you kicked out of the list, Smelly.
Frank, the new CEO, had to answer to the board. The board was getting anxious, and the shareholders were run.
I love Smelly. Um, he's one like you were saying. He's not necessarily really flashy all the time, but he just holds that whole band together. He is the glue of that band. I'm not going to say too much about stuff he's done on albums and anything like that because we've all heard Smelly play a billion times. You always know it's Smelly. He's just so good at it. But the best part about him is playing live. He is just an absolute beast, a monster. Like the guy never tires out ever, and he's perfectly on time. He keeps the show rolling. I mean, they just start babbling off and on. He's just like, shut the fuck up, let's start playing. If you got to see any of the final tour stuff, I saw him a couple of times on the final tour, was just amazing because they would play for 2 hours and then last song would be the decline. So you've just played for 2 hours and now you're doing an 18-minute song and he's just doing it effortlessly. It just looks like it costing him no energy to do any of it. So fantastic. I love Smelly. Number two, no effects. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt terrible leaving him off the list because he is so important as a drummer. Like you said, not just album wise, but for holding the band together. Can you imagine a lesser drummer being in No Effects? Like, would they have made it as long as they
No.
did? Yeah, thinking about like Mike and Mel, how much they would just get loose and fuck up on stage and not care. And if you had a drummer that felt that same way and approached playing live that same way, it would be an absolute fucking disaster, night in, night out, and people wouldn't want to watch it anymore. Like, I really think that he is the glue, like you said, that kept that band going. Obviously, Mike being the songwriter, sure, you can attribute that, but yeah, I just don't know without Smelly if that band is as going on as long as they did.
He was just a professional every night. He never
Yeah,
knew what he was coming into. He didn't know how fucked up Mike was going to be or anything like that on any given night, but he would just hold it together, kept it
yeah.
going. And there would be nights the band absolutely sound like shit for sure, but he sounded good.
Mhm.
He played his part. He stayed on time, no matter how much everybody else is fucking up. He's just like, man,
Yeah.
go ahead. You guys sound like idiots. I don't give a fuck.
I think his former life was probably a big factor in that too, like how he became the rock in the band
Hmm.
just changed his life completely. But even then, even when he was fucking strung out, like
He's
still,
still great.
still good. I don't know how he did it. Like, was he just a fucking alien, man?
Hmm.
So at my number two, I'm already forgetting where you had him. I think you had him at three, but I'm going with Bill Stevenson at number two.
Beat my head against the wall one more time. Will this solve my problems at all? I don't care about parties or a good time. I will stand in your line. Swimming in the mainstream is such a lame dream. No method to the madness. Just 50 years time, while a millionaire murderer just pays a fine. It's a sign of the times, it's the ultimate crime. Guilty of being caught red-handed. Roll on the dice, say you're gonna do time. Guilty of being caught red-handed. I pretend not to see, but you pretend you don't do. I'm innocent like you.
You can't leave Bill off the list because, yeah, if you're talking punk rock drummers, I don't know if there's anybody more influential or more important in terms of punk rock drumming for all the bands that he's been in, for all the bands that he's produced, for all the bands he's recorded. I mean, dude is just a fucking icon if there ever was one in the punk scene. He's, as far as I'm concerned, like overall talking punk drummers, he's the GOAT, hands down, for a variety of reasons, not just because he's a phenomenal drummer, but all the other stuff that's going along with it. Yeah, just massively influential, powerful. I know we've talked about it a few times where he just like he's beating the shit out of those drums and he looks like he's not even trying. It looks like he's
He's,
just like tiny little drumsticks. Like,
man, he's so loud when you hear him live too. It's just
I
crazy.
know. And it's funny too because like I remember when Jono went in to record with them, they recorded oh fuck, I'm such an idiot. Why can't I think of their Good For Me? Their third album. They recorded at the blasting room and it was one of those things where the label was like, you know, you've got a little bit of money here now. If you had a dream studio, dream producer, who would you go with? And they were immediately like blasting room Bill Stevenson. And the amount that he talked about how much Bill taught him, and he was talking about like Bill teaching him to not hit so hard. Like you don't have to be slamming the drums all the time. And it seemed like counterintuitive to what I thought about Bill Stevenson, where I was like, wait a minute, it just seems like Bill's just smashing the shit out of the drums every time he gets back there. But no, it's so controlled and precise. And
He
yeah,
just knows how to do it right to get
yeah,
that sound
exactly.
out. So,
Yep. Love him. Bill Stevenson is number two for me.
yeah. And if you ever meet him, super nice guy.
Yeah. Always
And
heard
you always
that for
see him,
sure.
and you think he's like this really huge, like he is a pretty big guy, but he's not like some giant. But you see him back behind the kit, and he even makes the drum kit just look small. And you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck happens when you get behind the drum set that just all of a sudden you just,
Yeah. I'm so glad he's still here too and persevering because, yeah, man, we almost lost Bill a
yeah,
while back. So, yeah, super glad you're still here, Bill.
absolutely.
All right, Tim, we've come all the way to number one. Lay it on
We
us.
have my number one favorite drummer all time. I don't even care what bands or type of music the guy is in. Some would say he had kind of a short-lived punk rock career, but it was actually longer than it seemed like. So, number one for me, Brooks Wackerman, Bad Religion.
Somewhere high in the desert, you're a good. Are we curable but durable? It's easy to see like a Mercedes, like a plane of those around me.
Holy shit. Talk about a game changer. Like he plays like nobody else ever has in punk rock history. He is so unique and he's so talented and technical and just comes up with things that you would not expect for there to be in those songs the way he does. For any Vandals fans out there, I'm sure you know he played drums on Look What I Almost Stepped In album. And if you listen to every other album with Josh Freese and then compare it to that with Brooks Wackerman, like it is such an outlier in their catalog. Like the songwriting was the same, but the drumming is so different. So I love Brooks. He blew my mind the first time I heard him with Bad Religion. I was like, holy shit, who is this guy? And I've loved him ever since. So for me, Brooks Wackerman, number one. Easy.
Yeah. There's a reason the Process of Belief was like a hard delineation line for the band, where when that album came out, you're like, whoa, the Bad Religion can do this. Like,
Yeah.
um,
He revived that band. I mean, it still would have been a good album, even if,
yeah,
whoever was playing drums with it, who'd they have at that time? Bobby
I think it
Scher was
was, I think it was
playing
still Bobby. Yeah.
before. So even if Bobby would have been on that album, it would have been a good album, but it would have been like, oh, hey, nice, Bad Religion's back because, we got some Brett songs in here now and they sound really good. And it's not just Greg trying to just blow everything out of his ass to try to get an album out. But man, Brooks just took it to a whole new level. So
Yeah. I think having that outside influence too, because right, he kind of didn't really come from the punk scene, did he? I think he had like a little bit more of like a rock and metal background.
yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So like bringing that style into a band, especially like Bad Religion, yeah, you're definitely not wrong. It was just a perfect confluence of him coming into the band and Brett coming back. That I don't want to say it saved the band, but it definitely like re-propelled the band in a way.
Yeah.
So, love
Yeah,
it. Great.
I'm not throwing shade on Bobby Scher either.
No,
Don't
no,
get me
no.
wrong there. I love Bobby Scher. He's such a cool guy, super nice guy. And man, he was a powerhouse. If you ever saw him live, he was just a powerhouse drummer.
I
So
was gonna say, yeah, if you want to talk about just solid drummers, Bobby is a fucking solid drummer.
yeah.
Fit the band well. That's a great pick and kind of out of left field, and I love it. Not the number one I think people will be expecting. That's amazing. So my number one maybe can be expected because the way these lists have gone so far, a member of my favorite band has ended up on every single one of these lists. It was impossible not to because they're all fantastic in their own regard and they come together to, for me personally, make the greatest band in the world. So at my number one, George Samoleski, Prop Gandhi.
Wishing upon a future star. Then they can travel back in time to precisely where you are. Sitting here born completely senseless, wishing you were somewhere else. Some phony brighter future, nostalgic story that we tell. I'm searching for the
I don't know anybody else that sounds like him. There's obviously that I think that's because of the fact that he's been in the same band for so long with the same people that they've been able to kind of craft their own sound. It wasn't somebody else coming in to try to fit. It wasn't like trying to fit any kind of sound. They just do what they want to do. And Jord always sounds great doing it. He's kind of like Chris in that way, where he just knows exactly where to place everything to make it sound interesting, but still full and powerful. He knows when to pause. He knows when to go ham. His cymbal work is phenomenal. I love the way he uses cymbals. His syncopation is probably my favorite in all of punk. The way he does it. His fills are nuts. I just love the way he's like he drags fills or he starts them early. He's like anytime you hear a prop, especially newer propaganda, if you're not used to it, you kind of be like, what the fuck is this dude doing? And you go back, you're like, why did he start that fill like a measure and a half early or what? And then you hear it a couple times, and you're like, no, it's perfect. It works absolutely to perfection. I can't say enough good things about Jord. So I'm just going to shut up and say he's my number one for now and forever. Love you, Jord.
Yeah. I could not imagine propaganda without Jordan. Like it would not be the same at all. You could bring Brooks Wackerman in, and it still wouldn't be propaganda.
No.
There's just something about his style that is so uniquely him. So,
Mhm. Yeah. Laid back and powerful at the same
mhm.
time. Yeah. Love it. There you have it, folks. Our top 5 favorite punk rock drummers of all time. Let us know your personal list. Leave it down in the comments. Tell us where we missed. Tell us where we hit. Give us some other suggestions for more ideas for this top 5 list. We're loving these so far and look forward to bringing y'all many more in the future when we can. Tim, any final words of wisdom on our drummer list?
Drum roll.
Oh, oh,
Joy to the world.
Bye, everybody. See you on the next one. Thank you so much.
See you, kids.